I joined a couple of bands, and then I was in a band a few months back, which I've now left in order solely to concentrate on this with Ritchie, which obviously seems to be going a lot further. So basically, it was just sort of a natural progression. But as I say, when I initially met him for coffee, I wasn't expecting it to lead to what it's led to, and I wouldn't have even suggested it at the time because he was already an established artist in his own right. So it's not something I would have even suggested. It's just that we just jammed something out, and it just worked, didn't it?
Well, I feel I'd gone as far as I could have gone with the 5 albums of mostly acoustic with some hard rock blues tracks. And I had a discussion with 2 journalists that I know very well that I class as friends, and that's Stephen Harrison from Blues Matters magazine, who's seen me perform live and given me great reviews, and Jeff Scott from Blues in Britain magazine. And I said to both of them, they said, well, what's next, Ritchie? Where do you see the next album? And I said, well, I'm going to have a break, I said, because I feel I've done everything I can possibly do with acoustic instrumentals, singing a bit of hard rock blues, and I need to take stock of where I'm going to go next. And I also was getting to the point where I didn't want to sing anymore. I just wanted to concentrate on being a guitarist, or as many people think, a guitar hero. And then, so I told them this, and then, I think some people were thinking, oh no, he's going to quit music, but I wasn't. I was just
really.
I was just filled with. Yeah, I was filled with just loads of new inspiration because I'd bought myself 3 new Telecasters, and I fell in love with the Telecaster. And to me, after 20 odd years of playing Gibson guitars, I just fell out of love with Gibsons. I mean, they're great guitars, but I fell out of love with them. And as soon as I played the first Telecaster, I was playing with a new fire and a new spirit, and I was playing riffs and solos like I've never played before. And then when Debra came along, everything just got better and better.
Well, that is very obvious, and we're going to go ahead and give the audience another sample. We're going to play the track that we played a couple of weeks ago to introduce your new voice. And here it is. Here is Ritchie Dave Porter with Debra Susan on One Hell of a Ride.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Ritchie Dave Porter, Debra Susan, one hell of a ride. You've got a pretty good ride started, because from what I've heard you two put together so far, hey, if you just keep building on that, you got a hell of a ride going.
Definitely. It's like when we did, when we first got together, I said, basically, Deborah, what I want to do is hard rock blues, riff-based rock music with some rock ballads, some bluesy stuff. And I said, I want the first few singles to literally be like a punch in the face or a hit over the head, in the same way that in, say, for example, in 1968 when Led Zeppelin 1 came out, it had that same sort of impact where you heard Good Times, Bad Times, and it was like, wow. And I wanted One Hell of a Ride to have the same effect, where as soon as you hear that riff, you think, this rocks.
Yeah. You sort of want people to like it.
You guys just mentioned something that is near and dear to my heart, and a lot of people disagree with me. But you mentioned Led Zeppelin 1 that came out in 1968, and I personally think that's the best thing they ever did. That was his absolute masterpiece. I don't think they were ever able. Yeah, I don't think they've ever been able to come up to the level of that very first record that they ever did. It was just mind-boggling.
It was amazing, wasn't it? Even to this day, Led Zeppelin 1 is still one of my favourites. And to be honest, some of Deborah's favourite Led Zeppelin tracks are on that album, such as Deborah really likes tracks like You Shook Me and Can't Quit Your Baby, the really bluesy ones. And obviously, Deborah likes a whole lot of love off Led Zeppelin 2, of course.
Especially the outfits they wore on stage as well.
Yeah, the image was right, wasn't it? You know,
yeah, they were brilliant.
They kind of got it all together there.
Yeah, absolutely. There will never be another band, in my opinion, as majestic and powerful and creative as Led Zeppelin. And obviously, as you know yourselves, when I've spoke to you before, the biggest influence on me as far as guitar playing is Jimmy Page, because he was great on electric and acoustic, and he had a great stage presence. And then,
you're talking about luminaries of the business. Jimmy Page being one of them, of course. The Yardbirds, that was another band that was paved the way for so many others. And then you have to go back even further than that, and you're talking about the James Cotton Blues Band and the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. I mean, this was just some amazing stuff that came out of the 60s.
Well, I had a bit
of that feeling.
Top Topham. Have you heard of Top Topham? He was the original guitarist in the Yardbirds, Sanderson Topham.
Oh, gosh, you're going back on that one.
We're good friends, and he messages me a lot and congratulates me on my success. And it's amazing that when I was growing up, I was listening to the Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin, and now I'm friends with the original guitarist of the Yardbirds.
That's got to be a great feeling. But I got to tell you, this is something that history will judge. I'm not going to try to be the judge of it, but I am going to say that the comparison to the hit, you mentioned, slapping your side of the face. You wanted the first few tracks to be a rap side of the head. The combination of when I heard you with your guitar work and Debra Susan jumping in with the voice work, it was similar to the first time I heard. It was similar to the first time I heard Janis Joplin. It was that type of a hit. So I think it's safe to say that you did accomplish what you wanted to there. I know that, there's nobody who's going to try and compare anyone to Janis Joplin or anything like that. But the feeling, the situation, the emotion you got when you first hear that tear out at you is the same. It's the slap side of the head. It's like, go ahead, hit the side of the head with a 2-before and get my attention.
That's awesome.
That's a fabulous compliment.
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, when you hear the first minute of One Hell of a Ride, it really is like a slap in the face, but in a good way.
Exactly.
And
you accomplished what you set out for. Now that you've gotten this firm foundation, and I think it's safe to say, if nothing else, you have got a solid basis to build, your own little dynasty there. I mean, let's say you do turn into a Led Zeppelin or a Joplin or some kind of institutional music basic like that. What's the next step? Where are you going to go from there? I'm not going to be your reporter friend who pushes you in one direction or another, but I am curious. What do you got in mind? Where are you going to take it next?
What we're going to do, well, recently we've signed with 4W1 Agency, which are a worldwide rock and blues agency management. Basically, we have full control over our music. They don't interfere with any songwriting, what to do. Because I'm very much like Page in that way. I'm very Jimmy Page in the way that I'm kind of a control freak over the music. It has to be done my way, or not at all. And I don't budge on that. I'm literally like, this is the song. This is how it goes. This is what's getting released. This is it. You know, because I've been around a long time, and me and Deborah are going to do it our way. But the management, 4W1, we've recently joined with them, and they manage Elvis Presley's oldest daughter, and they were managing my good but late friend, Joseph Morganfield, who was Muddy Waters' son, and he passed away recently, which was very sad. And incidentally, Joseph Morganfield, who's passed away, he was a huge fan of what me and Deborah are doing, and he'd invited us to do some stuff with him, like some music. So we were very sad, very devastated when he passed.
Sure.
Because I literally spoke to him the day before he died, you know, which was horrific. And basically what Joseph said to me was he wanted to do some more rock-based music where I did the guitar solos, and it would have been like what his dad did with Johnny Winter.
Oh, wow.
You know, but the important... Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those what could have happened stories, you know what I mean? But the important thing is we've recorded, Deborah and me have done 3 cracking hard rock singles now. And I can say that the fourth single will be our kind of Rain song equivalent. We're gonna release the 4th single will be called Broken Dreams. And that's
more of a ballad,
it's kind of rock ballad. And it's a really beautiful one. And then after we've released that, we're going to release something called Another Shot of Whiskey, which is another hard rock riff-based rocker song.
Well, you got me in eager anticipation here. So I'm just waiting I'm just waiting for you to come over with the bottle and pour another shot because I'm ready. I do.
You know, with a title like that, you better rock the hell out of it.
Damn right.
I do.
I mean, we
I do hope you'll get us
and then do an album.
You'll get the copy of the music to us so we can share it also. Yeah, for some reason you're breaking up there. I don't know. It's probably the transatlantic phone call.
That's all right.
There you are. Okay, you're there.
We're here.